get together as a church and as a family to do retreats and stuff like that. So I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for all of the leaders, all the pastors, and everybody that came to help out with this. And I just pray that you give me strength, you give me the ability to be fearless and transparent in teaching the next 11 verses. I love you. We all love you. And thank you so much for everything. Amen.
Amen.
All right, guys. So my name's Aiden. A lot of you know me. Some call me a youth leader. I don't know if I'd call me a youth leader. But I've been going to Calvary for a little while, and I recently tried to start Bible teaching. So I know you guys have been out having fun. Everybody's been having fun, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to make it somewhat short, not necessarily short, but I know you guys just stayed and you're ready to get back out there and start having fun again, and we have an awesome wakeboarding boat that you guys are going to be able to tube on and everything. So we're basically just going to jump right into it. We're going to be in Colossians 3, 1 through 11, and it is speaking about dying to ourselves and putting on the new self. And basically verse 3, 1 through 2 is, if then you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things that are above, not on things that are on earth. And when we're seeking and we're pursuing the things above, and we're like pursuing a relationship with God, and we're pursuing eternity in heaven, we're going to have to leave behind and leave below all of our bad habits, everything that we struggle with, everything that, if we're carrying his burdens, God has already got that figured out. He's already waiting for y'all to just hand it over to him and walk with him. And he loves y'all. But I carried so many burdens. I carried so much stuff that weighed me down, and it's so unnecessary. Like, that's a battle that was won way before y'all's time. And he just wants y'all to let go of burdens, bad habits, and the old person you are, so he can elevate you in faith and elevate you in y'all's relationship with him. Verse 2 is, it's very easy to become trapped in a cycle of things. It's an often thought. I don't know if y'all are like me, but I eat a lot at night. I don't eat a lot during the day just because I'm always going and going and going, and I don't have a lot of time. So I'll be laying in bed at 12 o'clock at night, and I'm like, dang, I want a sandwich. Right? So when you're thinking, like, dang, I want a sandwich, you're not going to be able to go to sleep. You're not going to be able to get comfortable until you eat. You're not going to be able to get comfortable until you go downstairs and get something to drink or something to eat. And it's the same thing if your mind is being consumed with thoughts of materialistic wants, anxieties, worries, or anything else that there is to think about. If you constantly think about, dang, I got to give a speech, like I did. If you constantly think about, dang, I got to give a speech in class or a presentation, it's going to consume you and it's going to overwhelm you. And in the grand scheme of eternity and the death that Jesus paid on the cross, and the ability we have to live in heaven if we just give our lives to him is like uncomparable. You can't even compare a tiny speech or a problem that you're going through in life to the greatness of God that we have, not only in the ability to share with people like I am right now with y'all, but in heaven. And so that is verse 2. In verses 3 through 4, it says, for you have died and your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. And this verse kind of threw me off for whatever reason. I struggled with it a little, but hopefully I do it justice. When we die to ourselves in our fleshful and worldly ways, ourselves become hidden with Christ in God, so Christ can be seen through us. And it's a wonderful thing. Like, when we can set aside ourselves and allow God to work through us and speak through us, and just it touches the lives and hearts of the people around us. If you guys are anything like me, I don't have a lot of friends that go to church. I don't have a lot of friends that have any access to a church community or a family, and so they don't know God, but they know me, and they know that I'm firm in my ability to speak wisdom to them, or God speak wisdom through me, and they come to me, and it opens up that opportunity for God to speak what he wants them to hear through me. People don't know God, they know me. Um, but in verses 3, 5, 6, put to death therefore what is earthly in you, sexual immorality, impurity, passion, evil desire, covetousness, which is idolatry. Account of these the wrath of God is coming. We are to put away the old sinful ways and desires so we can shift our focus to God. With leaving behind our old ways and worldly desires with our old selves, it can be difficult. But even the things that are more important in our lives, and that's the idolatry part, idols. Like if you guys are, it may be video games. For a long time, my idol was video games. I would play video games all day long, and I'd be like, oh, well, I'm going to read my Bible in 30 minutes, or I'm going to get up and I'm going to pray, and I'm going to, and then I'll go eat and, just have a normal day. Then it became, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then it became, oh, I'll do it next week, or I have time before Wednesday, I started to realize that video games became what I gave my time more than God. And it almost felt like I had a better relationship with the video games than I did God. And that is pretty much, having an idol. I know a lot of you have friends, and a lot of you hang out with your friends and go out and do stuff. And that was also something I struggled with for a long time. Your social status, your social, life, and just anything that you are putting your time into more than God and you hold higher than God, it's not good. Verses 3, 7, 10. But now you must put them all away: anger, wrath, malice, slander, and obscene talk from your mouth. Do not lie to one another, seeing that you have put off the old self with its practices, and have put on the new self with its being renewed in knowledge after the image of its creator. So, if you're an angry person and you consider yourself a Christian and you carry all this anger, you carry all this, all this anger, and you lie, and people think that you're an aggressive person, they're not about to be like, oh, I want to be like that guy. I want to be angry all the time. I want to have what he has. But knowing that we represent a God that has sent his only Son to be the embodiment and image of love and mercy and grace and peace, we show that, and people see that there's security and the problems we're going through that, and they see that we are comfortable in the position we are because of the God we have, they're gonna want that. They're gonna want to have the same thing that you guys do. And I've had a lot of friends that have told me, friends that weren't in a great place that have told me, that's the biggest reason that they started going to their churches, because they saw what I had. They saw how happy I was despite everything I went through. And that's why, obviously, if we're open to speaking our testimony, that it speaks like volumes on that. People hear your testimony and they say, okay, well, he's got so much love despite, he was drinking and partying and, abused and all this other stuff. It's like, where do you find happiness in that? And it's always God. And then finally with verse 11 it says, here there is not Greek and Jew, circumcised and uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave, free, but Christ is all and in all. When you guys die to yourselves and you pick up a relationship with God and you're chasing and following, you become part of a family that loves you. A family that is all walking towards the same mission of growing the kingdom and making our family bigger and showing the love that a lot of people don't know in the world right now with, I'm not going to get political, but stuff going on in politics and in the world with, different races and stuff like that. But the second you step in to the family that we are, and the family we are here, you become part of something great where it's not like, oh, Jack's Italian and I have a black friend and Brooke has blonde hair and Noelle's a ginger and this person believes that and this person believes that. You become part of, we are God's children, we love each other, and we love people. And that's pretty much it. But we'll just go ahead and pray it out. Thank you guys for listening to what I had to say. I love you all. And yeah.